As a company, we have already established the halal catering since the former Malaysia Airlines began in the 1970s. In February this year, we officially launched Amal by Malaysia Airlines, the world's first Muslim pilgrim-centric airline service provider. Amal started managing Umrah flights in October 2018, opening its doors to doing business with some smaller Umrah agents vis-a-vis with only charter this year. This year, Amal commenced Hajj operation for the inaugural Hajj season. Amal transported more than 33,000 pilgrims for the first time in history. All Malaysian pilgrims registered with Tabung Haji had the experience of flying on our Super Jumbo's A380 aircraft, totaling 179 flights which were mounted. And now the Amal team is gearing up for the peak Umrah season in the fourth quarter of 2019. As many of you are aware, the scenario is very challenging for the airline industry. We are forced to think out of and beyond the box, working with different parties to explore business opportunities. With that in mind, MASkargo has collaborated with CIMB Islamic Bank as a keen advocate towards the CIMB ASEAN Halal Corridor. This corridor facilitates halal businesses with trade infrastructure as an ecosystem. And this is taken across ASEAN to take advantage of an increasing demand for halal products in the region and beyond. ASEAN is home to more than 240 million Muslims, representing not only a huge but a growing market for the halal business. To commemorate this launch in partnership with CIMB Islamic Bank, preferential rates on the CGC-backed SMEs and microfinancing facilities up to 1,050,000 respectively are made available to MASkargo customers starting September 2019 to end 2019. In addition, free membership to the trade club will be provided to potential customers in conjunction with the launch. Thank you very much to CIMB Islamic team for also this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much more to be explored and said about the halal industry. I will not take more of your time for now. This morning is a prelude to many great opportunities which we will embark together with our partners who will be introduced in a short while. Before I end, I would like to record my appreciation to those who have contributed to make today's event memorable. Firstly, thank you to our guests from Korea who flew in to be part of the event for their first time and their contribution for the event. I would like to thank the Chendola team for some of the refreshment which we served after this event. My appreciation also to the CIMB Islamic team for the special financial packages offered to the MASkargo customers. Finally, my utmost appreciation to all the parties and partners who have made this possible. And last and not least, to Berhormat Datuk Seri Mujahid for gracing today's event as your show of support. We have gone through so much to be where we are today, and I believe we will go even further when we have great partnership supporting us. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Encik Ibrahim. And now it is with great honor that I invite the Honorable Datuk Seri Dr. Mujahid Yusof up to the rostrum to deliver his address and then officially launch the MASkargo Halal Logistic Service. Yang berhormat.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam bersih. Terima kasih kepada pengacara majlis yang saya kasih, yang berbahagia, Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad Saleh, CEO MASkargo 94, yang berbahagia Dato Dr. Sirajuddin bin Suhaimi, Director Secretariat of Malaysian Halal Council, JAKIM, Mr. Bukhari bin Muhammad Akhir, Director Halal Management Division, JAKIM, CEO for Amal, officers from Malaysia Aviation Group, management of Sidung Shipping Company, Nippon Express Malaysia, Labuan Halal Hub Sdn Bhd, Serunai Commerce Sdn Bhd, officers from JAKIM, Secretariat of Malaysian Halal Council, and Halal Management Division. Ladies and gentlemen, Alhamdulillah, bless and praise to Allah for having us today in this blessed Friday. And it is an honor for me to be here as we all gather today for the auspicious MASkargo Halal Logistic launch event. It is indeed a pleasure to be here with all of you on behalf of the Malaysian government in general and Jabatan Kemajuan Islam Malaysia specifically. I would like to take this occasion to extend my warm welcome to all the delegates and from friends abroad to this special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to witness yet another achievement and successful events on a strategic partnership between JAKIM and MASkargo. Being the Division of Islamic Development, we look forward for all parties to participate, to collaborate, and to join us in trying to boost the halal market that has been mentioned before. 2.6 trillion halal market worldwide. And the ASEAN region specifically has 140 million or more Muslims that demand or require the halal meats. So it is within this platform we seek to have collaboration, as JAKIM has been the point of reference of halal industry. It is said that one JAKIM certification equals to 8 other halal certification. That's how strong JAKIM and its halal certification. The fact that it had started earlier in the 70s and continued to improvise its standard and its quality qualified JAKIM to be the best halal certification in the world today. Because of this, we would like to share with all our partners. It is unfortunate that the whole world is seeking collaboration and strategic partner with us, while the local will still have a long way to go before the halal certification can really be the most important element in doing business today. Ladies and gentlemen, previously JAKIM allocated few schemes for the purpose of halal certification. That being said, the first was food and beverages. That was the first halal schemes that we developed and became the reference, international reference for halal on food and beverages. But in the today complex world, we look into halal as one big ecosystem. rather than just one particular aspect of halal. And in order for us to look into the bigger ecosystem, we have to think out of the box on what actually halal is. It will define to a greater height of understanding the religious obligation. It goes to the greater height of just understanding a commitment to your faith. It goes beyond that in terms of a more inclusive approach. Today, there is security, there is hygiene, and also there is healthy. This in part goes together with the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. I've given my speech in Sarajevo last year, representing the Prime Minister, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. When I spoke about halal, it's not just an obligation, because in the Quran itself, the whole spirit of the verse that touches on halal specifically mention of halalan tayyiba. Halalan tayyiba, which is halal, permissible. Tayyiba, which simply means healthy, hygiene, and also safety. Now, if you look into the SDG, which stipulates 17 agenda of Sustainable Development Goals by United Nations by 2030, it specifically mentioned about healthy lifestyle. And this healthy lifestyle actually, halal in itself, promotes such healthy lifestyle. I wouldn't consider halal as being very exclusive to the Muslim, based on the fact that the Quran mentioned about being halal and also tayyiba. Halal could mean to the Muslim, but tayyiba will include the whole system that at the end of the day serve to give a clean, hygiene, and safe consumption. Having said that, we in JAKIM, especially in the halal department, understand these new realities and the complexity of such thinking. And that is why we continue to be the department that expand the schemes of halal. And part of that expansion is the Halal Logistic scheme. We also have pharmaceutical. And Alhamdulillah, today we are with MASkargo, who has partnered with us, who JAKIM is actually concerned about this partnership. And Alhamdulillah, finally, today we have come to the end of our long discussion. And with that, I praise MASkargo and also JAKIM for getting us together in this auspicious event this morning. Malaysia's world-class halal certification continue to be an industry friendly to all its partners, from a range of sectors and from micro to multinational. The halal certification offered by JAKIM to the industry certainly opens up greater opportunities for them to enter the global halal market. As we mentioned, it's 2.6 trillion ladies and gentlemen. It is not a small number of halal market out there. And we have not even tapped even maybe what, 5%? I don't know. So that is why Malaysia being the leading nation of halal have come up with a more sophisticated ecosystem. We would have one that comes as a point of reference, which is JAKIM. And we open our arms for every partners all over the world to work with us and try to help them to penetrate the market. Number two, within this complex system, we have the industries. The industries who, by other agencies, will go and promote the importance of halal. And alhamdulillah, based on this need, we have been approached by Japanese companies and the government for the Olympic 2020 in Japan, that we have managed to make an MOU that Malaysia Halal will provide the halal kitchen for all the athletes and for all the visitors of Japan Olympic 2020. That also put us in a very important role into bringing halal to be the one of the most important events in the World Olympic. Because of this, ladies and gentlemen, the industry needs to play a bigger role. And we promote the halal industry to all these industries locally and also internationally by the International Trade Ministry. And in order to preserve the standard, the quality, and the sustainability of that quality, we have the Department of Standard and Accreditation, where we work together to maintain two parts of those most important elements of the whole halal scheme. One is the quality, which JAKIM and the standard provides, and one, the industry. And if you can see this complex relationship between halal and the industry, you will find that it will be a new frontier altogether for the halal to penetrate that 2.6 trillion market that was mentioned. And definitely it is suitable to the new policy that we aspire today in the new government of what we call the Gagasan Rahmah, or the compassionate value that we are pursuing. And one of this is the halal as one of our strategic clusters. Aside from that, Malaysia's reputable certification has also made it an ideal choice for business from other nations to access the international halal market, and as such, the government has been urging local businesses to utilize of the country's advantage in the global halal industry. I will mention this again. When we speak of the Muslim product, we are talking beyond that. We are talking about halal products. When you speak of halal product, you go beyond just Muslim, because the non-Muslim also would need to penetrate the market. And in order for them to penetrate the market, they need to have that certification. At the end, the certification provides business opportunities and ultimately prosperity to our nation and to the world. Alhamdulillah, I would like to congratulate to MASkargo, as MASkargo is the first air cargo terminal operator to be halal classified by JAKIM. Congratulations for a good intention that was taken by MASkargo to bring all the halal industry players together. When you have a halal certified cargo terminal operator, then the whole chain, like a magnet, will come to you. And the whole world will witness the first halal or logistics scheme that is provided by JAKIM. It clearly shows a very positive environment that we have today to make a strong connection and networking among halal logistic players in local and global. These involvements are significant to ensure the survival of halal supply chain, which has been mentioned from farm to fork. But this sort of a jigsaw puzzle, there are some missing link there. Coming from the farm to fork. But what lies within that is where we want to seek that advantage and opportunity until the whole ecosystem is halal-based, including financing. Thank you, BIMB, for having to provide the entrepreneurs and MSC to have opportunity for their businesses to grow through the halal ecosystem by halal financing. We have just concluded our Halal Fest. And I hope, inshallah, next year, MASkargo can bring the whole thing here. We need a bigger exhibition for that. Or just make a mini one. And let the people see. This is how we do in this logistics scheme of halal. See how we manage the segregation, how we address the contamination issue between what is halal, what is non-halal, and how we have upscale or up-level the standard for not just having a halal and non-halal, but also hygiene and also safety. And I think this is, I would like to suggest maybe in Jihaz also, we have a global halal summit which is internationally for the international market, and where Malaysia is the host every year. We would like also you to bring the first halal, logistic halal scheme that we can show to the world, and maybe by that, MASkargo can be the inspiring element to other cargos to follow the same path of MASkargo. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Muslim consumers, halal logistics is not only on avoiding direct contact with that of a non-halal. It is also addressing the control risk management of contamination and, most important thing, the perception of the Muslim consumer. Today it is so easy for you to compete with your competitor in the market by just being evil enough to create a perception that such product is non-halal and I am halal and you will be the winner, which we want to avoid for exploiting the halal certification. That is why under ACTA, or the act that provides those who falsify their halal certification can be punished and can be criminalized. So there are two things here. We work on the point of reference to be a world-class halal certification and the whole ecosystem, but at the same time, we also have laws and regulation that provides enforcement on the falsified halal certification. Why? Because we want to protect the perception of the consumers. Ladies and gentlemen, we know also that there are in between what is halal and non-halal. We name this as shubha, doubtful. And it is advised by the great Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that if you ever come to a situation When you are in doubt of the halal and the non-halal, then go to the halal. وَمَنْ وَقَعَ فِي الشُّبْهَةِ فَقَدْ وَقَعَ فِي الْحَرَامِ. Those who fell the trap of doubtness by going through it will fall into the trap of the non-halal zone. So it's best that in the case of doubtness, move to the halal zone, and we are providing that in this scheme. Finally, Islam is a religion that emphasizes not only the legality of the food, but also looking at the whole supply chain, as I have mentioned and deliberated just now. Including part of it is logistics, finance, etc. That is essential to the halal compliance. Lastly, the collaboration between JAKIM and MASkargo, I would say, is one of the best model of initiatives in pursuing the development of halal that will ultimately position Malaysia as the global halal leader. Hopefully this cooperation will bring more bless, or as we say it, barakah, as barakah in Arabic means growth. So every time when you say barakah to someone, you are telling him to grow and to grow and to grow. And growing must come together with bless and compassion. What God has given us in our growth, we have to give back to those who are in need. And that is how the growth continues. And finally, this barakah and rahmah will then return to the community, and especially MASkargo as one of our proud flag bearers, or the national flag that goes around the world. Thank you very much. Again, congratulations, dan dengan itu saya melancarkan majlis ini pada hari ini. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
For the most interesting and detailed aspects of halal, and we in MASkargo inshallah will try to do as you request in terms of taking halal logistics to greater height. Yang Berhormat, if we could so there will be two parts. First, for Yang Berhormat to unveil the service logo of for the MASkargo Halal Logistics Service logo. To cut the red ribbon. Cut the red ribbon at the top. Yes. So that is the MASkargo Halal Logistics Service product logo. And then on the second part, this will happen. Ibrahim is the lead to put the Halal Logistics logo onto the unit or device. Now this is the container that we will place in. Of course, this is not the real size.
Kita ambil gambar dulu.
This is the MASkargo product logo.
Okey, satu sini.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. If you would kindly take the...
Satu, dua. One, two. Thumbs up, let me see. One, two.
Thank you very much. If you could please take your seats first. So before we move on to the next part, we'd like to show a video of the Halal Logistics service. And as I mentioned earlier, we have got a few companies who have joined us in this Halal Logistics. So the next part of the event is the signing ceremonies between MASkargo and 4 different companies. So to do the honors, can I please get Encik Ibrahim to accompany Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Dr. Mujahid, Yang Berhormat Dr. Sirajuddin, and also Encik Bukhari up to the front. And the first of the company signing with MASkargo this morning is from Sejong Shipping Company Limited. Can I please welcome Mr. Morris Han, Chief Executive Officer. So Sejong is a global logistics company with headquarters based in Seoul, Korea. So Mr. Han flew all the way to sign this morning. And Sejong Logistic received its halal certification from the Korean Muslim Federation. And for your information, they have a truck going around Seoul with the MASkargo Halal Logistics logo on that truck. Mr. Morris Han. I believe Sejong Shipping has got a little token of appreciation to Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri. And there is also a token for Malaysia Airlines. Thank you very much, Mr. Morris Han. Next, may I please invite Mr. Akiya Hayase, Managing Director of Nippon Express Malaysia Sdn Bhd. So Nippon Express has obtained the Halal certification both in Japan and abroad, and they are now moving towards developing a Halal compliant logistics infrastructure. Just to share a bit more information, Nippon Logistics have been flying in the Halal Wagyu beef, which some of you may have had in the restaurants. Nippon Express has also got a token of appreciation for Yang Muhammad Dato' Sri. And another token for Malaysia Airlines. Smaller calligraphy. Thank you very much, Mr. Akiya Hayase. Next, may I invite Puan Manisa Mahmud, Chief Executive Officer of Labuan Halal Hub, to sign with MASkargo. So the main goal of the Labuan Halal Hub is to act as global distribution center for halal goods and services, and also to foster and promote halal standards, standardization and accreditation internationally. So Labuan Halal Hub's vision is to be the main gateway and leading regional hub for global halal logistics in all of Asia. Also got a token appreciation for Yang Muhammad. and also a token of appreciation for Malaysia Airlines. Thank you very much, Puan Manisa. And finally, last but not least, may I invite Puan Amna Shari, Chief Executive Officer of Serenai Commerce Center Berhad, for the signing ceremony. So Serenai Commerce is the owner of the Verify Halal app, and the app successfully won the Gold Medal Award in conjunction with the Prime Minister's Department Innovation Awards 2018. MASkargo is now listed in the app as a Halal Logistic service provider. Something for your moment. And a little something from Serenai to Malaysia Airlines. May I invite once again up on stage Mr. Maurice Han, Mr. Akia Hailase, and Puan Manisa Mahmud for a group photo. Can I get also Jasmine to join the group on stage? Thank you very much, everyone. And with that, we have come to the official part of our event. So for the members up front, I would appreciate if you could stay on. We will have a press conference after this. For the rest of our guests, please make your way down to the atrium. We have got a little bit of refreshments for you. I won't say lunch, it's 10:30 in the morning, so brunch more likely, yeah? Team MASkargo, appreciate if you could show our guests the way down to the atrium. Thank you. Members of the media, if you would like to set up your equipment for the press conference.